What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to State of the WWE episode 85. This is a very, very special episode. And I also want to let everybody know that I just recorded a special Patreon video. So anybody who's supporting with becoming a Cronin Club member of $5 a month on Patreon, it's patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. There's a 30-minute, like, sort of behind-the-scenes podcast with me, Jake DeMarco, Dave Rose, and Justin Bailey. And yes, all those people are in it, and it's fucking interesting, I think. And it's going to be available for all you patrons. So go over there, make sure you sign up, and you'll get access to that video today. I'll be sending it out multiple times. But we're here for State of the WWE with Jake DeMarco, Justin Bailey, Dave Rose, and myself. So this should be good. Episode 85. Let's go. Jake's got news.
Yeah, non-WrestleMania related, actually, but kind of a big event. Everybody's always wanted to see Ronda Rousey face Chris Cyborg. We've known this for ages now, and, you know, more time that passes, especially after Rousey losing twice in the UFC, the less likely it ever felt. Well, as of Sunday, we had Chris Cyborg call out Ronda Rousey in a wrestling match. Ronda was called out by Cyborg on Twitter, of all things.
Is this real?
Cyborg says, "I have my tag team partner with Raquel. She wrestled in TNA for quite a while. You know, that's her real name's Gabby Castrovinci, excuse me. But we knew her as Raquel in TNA. She only did a short stint there, but." You know, Cyborg said, I have her as my partner, so all Ronda Rousey needs is a partner, and we can hashtag Royal Rumble in the WWE.
What the hell does that mean? I don't get. So they're going to wrestle?
They would have it, you know, yeah. I mean, she put it out there to have a tag match against Ronda Rousey in the WWE. She told Ronda Rousey, find a partner.
Yeah, that's the only way Ronda's going to win.
In the WWE, and, you know, we can have a match. And we know that, you know, Ronda Rousey's name's been thrown around. She was at WrestleMania, 31. You know, she did the hip toss to Triple H, you know, so that was pretty cool.
The segment that time forgot.
Yeah, really. But, you know, that's a pretty big deal. So we may not get the actual sanctioned MMA match that we wanted from these two, but to see them fight in the WWE in a tag match situation, that's a pretty cool scenario. So,
all right. I'm somewhat interested. Anybody else? Not really?
I don't know. Go ahead, Dave. I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, swing and miss. I like UFC, so I'm really big. I enjoyed Ronda Rousey. I followed her career.
I enjoyed it until she got her ass whooped twice.
Does anybody really care about that, though? Like, that just, to me, like, as you were reading this, I was like, please hit the period on the end of this sentence, because I don't fucking care.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. I don't care. You know what? I'm sorry. Yeah. Fuck her. You know what? I want to
nice try, Jake. Swing and a miss.
You know, be funny. Swing and a miss.
If she
got
knocked out. Did you guys see
the pictures from the set? Joe already reported that the New Day would be riding a roller coaster in. Well, they're actually building a whole damn roller coaster for the set of WrestleMania. Did you guys see these pictures online yet?
Yeah, I've seen the confirmation.
They should have came in on a train. They did on Page.
Wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be funny if they did some sort of trickery where, like, the thing rides around the whole arena, but it's really, like, 3 blow-up dummies of them, but then when it gets to, like, the stage, they release the real New Day for just the simple ride down the ramp that's elevated. But, like, while the thing was flying around the arena, like, with the blow-up dolls, all fell out of the cart, like, all flew out. Oh, my God, the New Day's fucking dead! Oh, my God, please let that happen. But no, I heard, I really did hear a rumor that they were going to be riding a roller coaster down to the ring, and I'm not joking.
It doesn't seem to be a rumor anymore. A lot of people who have been witnessing the actual construction of the stage, which is going on right now, have confirmed this, actually, with photos.
Hey, Bailey, if we ride down there, are you going to, you know, put your head on my lap?
I'll do more than put my head on your lap. I'll punch your cock with my mouth.
You know, it's too bad we miss all those New York landmarks, because if we could go, like, stand in front of the, you know, give the middle finger to the Statue of Liberty.
We can go eat out the Statue of Liberty's ass.
Typical liberals.
And then you can hold a sign that says, like, give us you're poor, you're tired, you're hungry, whatever, and then I'll have a sign that says, and we'll throw them back to you. It'll be great. And
I don't see the issue.
Go stand next to a Walmart. Tired, poor, and hungry.
Well, we should go. We should just go into every Walmart we can on the way there and terrorize people in the Walmart.
Fuck it. We don't even need to be there for that to happen. Walmart's already terrorized.
Let's pretend to be rich people that we aren't rich, but let's pretend to be rich people. Like, let's wear a suit this whole drive, and every time we go into a place, be like, how much money do you make? And just start laughing.
You got to have $1 million belt on. Yeah, Walmart's a cesspool to begin with, so I'm not sure how much you guys would add to that. But
oh boy,
walk into a Burger King and be like, "What's your most expensive item, sir?" And be like, "Well, we got a Whopper for $5." Is that it?
Just walk out.
I haven't paid less than $50 for a meal in about 17 years, son. Yeah. You know what's funny? The only thing worth more than your mother is that Whopper right there. And just shit on people, but record the whole thing.
Difference is your mom has more cheese on it.
Yeah, and if they get really mad at us and they want to fight us, we'll just pay them money and turn the camera off, but edit the whole thing like we're badasses.
No, what we do is when they want to fight us, just be like, "Oh shit," and run.
Just take off.
Yeah, then we have to go back and get them to sign a consent form.
Yeah, exactly. Back in Bailey's truck.
Like, take the suit and shit up, walk in with looks like a couple of fucking retards.
Well, we can really get over with them too if they're like, because we don't want to get robbed because they think we're rich, and then we'll be like, no, see, we're making fun of rich people. That's what this whole thing's about, dude. We're poor as shit. Look at that truck out there. It's from Indiana.
Yeah,
we stole it from some
guy. That 2014 Dodge Ram's gonna make us look real fucking poor.
Oh, I didn't know it was that new. I'm thinking this.
The guy at the counter's like, "Man, get your honky crack asses on at this motherfucker."
That's when Justin pulls out his Glockies. Let's dance, Playboy.
It'll be in there, so Joe.
Yeah, well, Bailey
I'm carrying.
Bailey would pull out the deer head and be like, "We've killed today already. You want it to happen again? I've already killed today."
I'll drive down there with a fucking fresh deer carcass on the back, and we can just hold guts up.
Be careful, Justin. You might trigger Joe with having an actual firearm.
I'm not worried about it.
You know what's even better?
I might even hold the fucking
Pick up
thing.
a couple of bottles of deer piss, Justin, before you go. That's what you sling at people.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
you know how...
Joe, if we went and ate at a Burger King,
some of those people
and I just started
it.
spraying my fucking adhesive dough urine all in the fucking store.
God.
You know how strong that is.
Please leave.
Dude, do you don't understand what that shit does to your eyes and your throat? It feels like it's burning.
Yeah.
Homeland Security will arrest you soon after for domestic terrorism, dude.
How about that for a headline?
Yeah.
Well, that's, I guess there's no such thing as bad publicity.
I just
crazy redneck live on YouTube covers Burger King and toe urine.
Imagine Joe and my fucking mugshot, and then for some reason they put a mugshot of the deer next to us too, and that's the headline?
I just photoshopped that in. Like, I would just say, I'd be like, "Listen, sir, all he's ever done is hunt. He lived with his dad. His dad kidnapped him from his whore mother when he was like 7 years old, and he's been living in the woods in a cabin, and all they do is hunt for food. For the last 15 years, I finally freed him. He's my brother, though. Please, leave him alone." And you're spraying piss everywhere, like,
yeah, how great would it be if Joe's in the fucking store with the two cops? He's like, he's been in, the fucking middle of nowhere his whole life. He hunts for food, and then they turn and look to me, and I'm on the outside, and I'm like, "Deer!" And I just pull up.
I smell the meat. I smell the meat. Justin, it's a burger place. They are cooking meat right now. I smell them.
I smell the deer. No, it's beef.
You walk up to the cop and start saying you smell pig, then you really get them going.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Bacon! Bacon!
Hop on the back of my truck, start jumping up and down.
So what other wrestling news do we have?
What other wrestling news?
Finn Balor wrestled Triple H yesterday at a house show, and he's reportedly at Raw in Pennsylvania. He wrestled Sunday in White Plains, New York. Gave Triple H the finger gun sign before taking him down in the tag team match.
I saw the pictures
of that. It was a six-man tag.
I saw the pictures of that, and I looked everywhere for the video, and I couldn't find video of it. I was like, come on, where the fuck is the video to this?
Apparently, though, he's been reported at being backstage at Raw tonight, so we still won't see him, but he's there. We also have... Yeah, what's that, Justin?
It has to do with Triple H, not so much Balor as it does Triple H. But
before you say this, can I just tell you, I had a dream last night where Triple H was naked holding... You're not going to believe this. I'm not even joking.
Whoa.
This is 100% serious. I had a dream last night that Triple H was naked and he was holding his dick.
I gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
For some reason, it was a photo shoot for something, and I was there. Triple H is holding his
photo
dick.
shoot for Playgirl, and you're there.
Yeah, like it was, I'm not even joking. This 100% happened, and it was one of those dreams where like it seems so real that you just believe that happened. And
What'd you say to him?
I don't remember, but I just remember I can remember what his dick looks like.
Were you taking
this would probably be better for a psychiatrist than for us.
Yeah,
just saying.
To address something.
I don't know why that happened. Like, he's holding this dick, and I'm like, why am I? And I woke up like it was normal. I was like, I completely forgot about
was
it.
he cupping it?
Just another night, right?
That's the important part. Was he cupping his balls to like try and hide them, or was he like holding it full shaft, like showing off?
He was holding it lower so that like it would like come out of his hand more. And he had a very girthy cock. That's the thing.
Oh
like,
my god!
Like it was like a wider dick than like his. I could fit 2 of my dicks in his dick. Like that's what.
I got to be honest, Joe. I don't want to go to Orlando with you now.
I'm sorry.
Because what were you to have this dream if we were sleeping in fucking twin beds or something?
I had to tell somebody about this. I forgot, and I just thought of it. I was like, wait a minute. I really.
You know what? I've always been a big supporter of don't ask, don't tell.
Look at God. He's fucking gay. Wouldn't you want to know that?
I thought I swear it was like a magazine or something. I don't know. I have no idea why this was going on.
Talk about a spread, baby.
It might have been because I had
if I woke up and Cronin looks over at me and he goes, dude, I just had a dream Triple H was naked and he was rubbing his cock.
He wasn't rubbing
what?
it though. He was like posing with it, like holding it up, like looking at the camera. And I don't know why. I think Leah, for some reason, Leah was there because I remember talking to her about it. And she's like, "Is that his dick?" And then she looked away. And then I was like, "Oh my god, this is so." And like, I had the.
Did he have long hair or the short hair?
No, he had the short hair. He had the short hair.
I think you've just extinguished any chance of ever working for the WWE.
I don't know.
Actually, no, hold on a second. Maybe you just enhanced your chances to be employed at the WWE.
It was a big dick. I mean,
he did say he had a girthy cock.
If it was in the dream, it just was that way. I mean, hope to God it is that way, because God bless him then, because it was. I'll tell you.
You just lost any hope of possibly beating Triple H.
I do want to see it.
Cock.
I'm holding it in my hand.
Your ass.
I never would have brought this up if it wasn't real. Like it was
I'm
like
holding it in my hand.
reoccurring, and there was like a photo shoot going. So like behind him was that like white photo paper and stuff, and it was just, and he had that smirk on his face. Like it was just like so fucking weird. Continue with whatever you were gonna say before I brought this up. Go ahead,
How
man.
great if he would have looked
You've
at
stopped
Cronin and
everything
lead
in
him.
its tracks. I mean,
What if he would have looked at him and been like,
you
"Have a
can't
nice
really
day."
continue after Triple H,
holding it tightly.
porn dreams.
Oh
Yeah, Justin said he had a question about Triple H, but I don't think that was it.
go ahead, Bailey.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't remember what the fuck I was going to ask.
Awkward.
It is
Yeah,
getting
well,
really-
Triple
No,
H.
I do. Never mind. Here it is.
Oh, okay, here we
okay,
go.
go.
This, like I said, it doesn't pertain as much to Balor as it does to Triple H, but how smart is this really that we are officially 1 week away from WrestleMania? A little over. And they have not announced a match for Triple H yet.
Well, no, because I think they're really treating it as like he's going to face off against them at the show, but they're not. So they don't know.
Seth Rollins, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we don't know is Seth Rollins and Triple H all of a sudden they're going to have a match and it's going to be like a big surprise, but they sort of booked it. Or
Well, they've got tonight to basically make that announcement if they want.
You're right.
Well, they
we'll
said
see.
tonight that they're going to show up and Seth has to sign that, no hold contract there. That's
Okay.
one of the main
So there
points
There
of
you
the
go.
storyline.
Now, the reason I say this is,
Right.
what if they do make this match? What if it really is going to be Triple H and Rollins? How fucking stupid is it? Because he's been cleared for weeks. Most people don't know that. He's been cleared for weeks
It
now.
really seems like Joe and fucking Balor are going to interfere.
Well, he
'cause
was
they don't
cleared
have-
for light duty, Justin. He wasn't cleared for a full match, according to PW Insider and a bunch of other sites. So
Well, 2 weeks ago, he was cleared.
You're either cleared
as
or
of
you're
2
not
weeks
cleared.
ago.
Yeah, there's no cleared for half duty. Like you're cleared or you're cleared.
That's right. You're cleared to be in that ring and bit at... Dude, the second he got fucking wobbled with a crutch on the leg, he
Yeah.
was cleared.
Yeah, exactly.
That's So my point is, that match, I kind of have the inkling that it's going to be Rollins and Joe. That's just my feeling, because Joe doesn't have a match either. So I have a feeling when he signs the contract, Triple H is going to be, maybe you should read the fine print a little better, and it says it's against Joe. Or
well,
something
I thought that Joe was going to show up during the match and attack Rollins, and then Finn Balor is going to surprise show up at Mania. That's what I thought was going to happen, and
okay, yeah, that could happen too. But I guess what I'm asking you guys, do you really think it's a smart idea if Triple H and Rollins is still going to happen, which it looks like it is? Isn't it pretty fucking stupid that the match is not being promoted at all?
Hey, I just realized I've seen Seth's cock too.
Well, they are promoting it. They're just saying that it's going to be. Well, as of right now, Seth has to sign that, no liability clause, and then they'll have their actual fight. But I understand what you're saying. It's not like a marquee matchup.
But there's no poster. There's no.
Well, even then, because it won't be like a real sanctioned match. It's just going to be a fight. It's going to be a brawl, is what they're labeling it as.
I'm telling you, it's going to be like a 10-minute deal, and then it's going to be a schmoz where fucking Samoa Joe shows up, and then Finn Balor or something like that. Well, that's why it's not.
Yeah, because originally I agreed with you, Joe, but doesn't it make more sense for Finn to want to not be on Seth's side? I mean, Seth's the one that put him out of action. He's the one that injured him. So maybe this will be.
No. I see. I would say it would have more to do with his feud with Joe than it would with Rollins.
That's what I had assumed, but we also read a report, the other day saying that they're thinking about having him return as a heel, and he would lead Triple H's new form of evolution with the Balor Club. He would be there.
Finn won't work as a heel. I'm saying he could work as a heel.
This is breaking news, guys. Breaking news. WWE SmackDown done with EVA Marie or whatever. EVA Marie, her contract will not be renewed by the WWE.
Wow.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So EVA Marie is done, and Alberto Del Rio is going to marry Paige this week. So.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah,
On related news, Brazzers has announced its newest star.
Do you think
I actually like the heat that Eva Marie had when she wrestled.
Yeah,
so.
Weren't you kind of thinking like, because she had she had the ability to be like the most hated woman in WWE. I mean, it went. It went from us legitimately hating her, being like grossed out by her, get rid of her, to it turning into like such cool heat to watch that it became something, and you thought they were going to use that, and now she's gone. Like, what the fuck?
It was to the point you wanted to pay money to see her get beat.
Yes.
And it's like that '80s Flair heat. Like, people hated Flair so bad that they wanted to pay the money to see that babyface knock him off.
Yeah,
I kind of felt that way about Eva, but I understand that people are happy that she's gone.
Do you think that it's because she was filming stuff and she had all these outside motivations that they got done with her? Because it's weird.
Well,
I went from
she never tweeted about wrestling, Joe. All she ever talked about, even when she was on the show, was her makeup line and all of her fashion stuff, and it seemed like she just wanted to wrestle as a platform to make herself famous.
Yeah.
And once she got something akin to The Rock, but she didn't care about the wrestling at all. Once she made herself a name, then she would go ahead. Well,
honestly,
that's
guys,
what she wanted to do. She wanted to have a wrestling career that led into her being a celebrity.
Well, it looks like that already happened, though, because, she's filmed a couple movies already. So
yeah, this was her launching point.
Her run in WWE was nothing more than to further her modeling career and acting career.
Exactly.
It's exactly what it was. It's happened many times before. I mean,
that's why it makes me sick. You know what I mean? Like, especially like the WWE Tough Enough. I've been talking about that because it's funny that my video is still up on YouTube. I go to that video and I'm like, man, the WWE logo and YouTube. I'm on their YouTube channel. It blows my fucking mind still that I'm on there, and I'm like, man, I could have gone farther than some of these fucking goof-offs. And I look at the original Tough Enough. That show is fucking terrible. The best scene in that show, in that first Tough Enough, where Maven won or whatever it was, that was the
Triple H.
That Triple H segment where he's telling the guy, like, if you sold like that, I'd tag you for real, and he punches the other guy. The guy in the orange shirt actually snaps really well and does a good bump, and it's actually cool, and I would have loved to be in the ring to do that with Triple H, but the best thing is he's like, why do you guys want to be here? And like one of the girls like, I saw it on TV and it seems cool. Oh, the pageant, nobody really had an answer, and it was like, man, can you imagine? Triple H just asked you, why do you want to be in the WWE? Like, if Triple H had asked me, like, why do you want to be in the WWE? I would say, well, Triple H, when I was 5 years old, I saw it on TV and I was hooked. The best thing in my life was when I got to ride down to the video store and buy another wrestling show on VHS and watch it. Whether it was WrestleMania, NWA, WWE, It didn't matter. I was addicted. I bought all the toys, all the figures. I watched every WrestleMania. I begged my parents to order pay-per-views. I did odd jobs to make money to get pay-per-views to be purchased. I went over people's houses and didn't tell my parents. And then I finally started wrestling in the backyard, and then I finally started wrestling for real, and then I got trained, and then I became a wrestler. Then I had some life issues, and I quit, and then I became a referee, and I also wanted to be a radio personality, so it all rolls into that. But everything, all roads always lead back to wrestling, and this right now is the most important thing I've ever done in my life, because I love wrestling, and I will die in this ring if I have to at least get a taste of what I've loved my entire life. And Triple H, I want you to punch me again, because I love your dick, Triple H. I saw your dick in my dreams last night, Triple H.
Cut.
I worked it back around. No, but seriously, you would give an answer like that without the dick part, and you would really, like, you know, pour that emotion into it. And I mean, that should be anyone's answer. Like, I breathe this, I live this.
To be fair, Maven did say that.
He sort of said that. He said something like,
he's been a fan of the business his whole life.
Yeah. Maven did sort of hit on some of that stuff. That might be part of why he got picked, because he was honest. You know, even though he maybe didn't have like he didn't have this demonstrative personality. He just had this real sweet, nice, honest personality. But you believed him at least, and he had the athleticism. So you know, in that case, really, the right guy won, because everybody else
wasn't that the first one where Nydia won?
Yeah. Nydia was there too. No,
wasn't it Nydia and Maven?
You know what though? I gotta say, Josh Matthews was in that too, and we know, you know, Josh Matthews. Well, he's become a cunt.
He's a fucking psycho now.
Well, can you blame him though? He's got that little guy syndrome, right? I'd probably have the same thing. But no, Josh Matthews was legit too. He was a cool dude. There might have been one other person maybe, but most of the people that answered those questions, it was like, man, you just saw this on TV because it's popular. You're pathetic. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I love when Triple H says, what, you saw this on TV? You thought it'd be fun to get your ass kicked for a living?
Yeah, exactly. Like, everybody else, it's like, even the people that go to training and become and wrestle for like 6 months, like, that goes away. Those people do that and they go, wait a minute, I actually don't want to do this. You know what I mean? So when people are like, oh, I want to do it, like, you don't understand. Like, the wrestlers that do this on the indies, it's like they go to training school for like 6 months, maybe to a year. They put rings together. They're not allowed a match. They put a ring together. They carry the shit, the ropes, the cables for like a year, 2 years, maybe depending on how fast and good they learn and what's needed. And then eventually you get a shot to step in the ring. And then you get in the ring, and then you start wrestling, and you're making no money. And then you wrestle for years making no money. And then maybe you catch a break. And so it's like, dude, you don't even understand what this is. Those people in that ring had no fucking idea. They were just like, oh, it's a pageant. So anyway, I'm done with my rant about Tough Enough.
Well, I mean, it all stemmed from, you know, EVA Marie using the WWE as a platform, you know, to boost her modeling career and shit like that.
Yeah, she said that on Total Divas. She outright said that, you know, she wanted to become a star, and she was excited when she got hired by the agent that also represents The Rock. That's why I made that parallel.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Fucking Pitbull's doing the fucking performance at the fucking show.
Yeah,
Did you expect anything less? That was almost a guarantee. They always seem to do that. That the individual that's writing that song that we continually have to hear during the road to WrestleMania are going to be the ones that actually do that live performance. It's happened before. I mean, really, you didn't expect that?
I think Joe's just so sick of it at this point.
I prepared myself psychologically.
Check out this guy, Blair.
Enjoyable, whether it's going to be enjoyable or not. I'm going to fucking order my chicken wings. I'm going to like make like finger foods. I'm going to enjoy myself. And despite how they're booking in and how bad this pay-per-view, at least in my perception, could be, and I could be totally wrong, I'm not going to let this event dictate if I had fun or not.
Hang on a second. Can I cut you off for a second? Because, and it's nothing you technically said in a sense that's what's, you know, triggering what I'm about to say, but a lot of people have said sort of something of the same, like that this Mania looks fucking terrible and that the show's going to be awful and shit like that. I'm looking at the card, and I got to be honest with you guys. I've been waiting to get this out for a while. I don't think this fucking card looks that goddamn bad.
No, I want to address this specifically because it's not the card per se that has let me down, but the build-up. To me, yes. Again, I remember as a kid,
but which match,
sometimes
Dave?
6 months a build-up to like really inspire you to want to pay. Again, back in my day, sometimes we had to we had to like rent our VCR so that we could like watch movies and stuff, and like you also had to rent.
The club is calling. Cronin Club.
Additionally, the pay-per-view and all. Like, this is back in the old days, in the 80s. So it was a big deal.
Okay, well, it's not the 80s anymore. Just explain to me
Nothing
what
feels
marquee
special.
match has a terrible build.
Sorry,
Everything
say again.
on Raw.
Hold on, I didn't hear that.
What marquee match has a terrible build on this card?
It's
like which one
the
specifically?
women's
I'm not trying to
the
be
women's
cocky,
match
I'm
for
just
one.
asking.
The Raw women's title match for one.
And the
That's not a
SmackDown
marquee match.
The SmackDown. Well, they
Lesnar
should
and
be.
Goldberg.
No, I'm not saying you're right. It should be, but it's not.
Lesnar, okay, but yeah, Jake makes also a good point because we talked about this the other day.
Oh my
Again,
God, you gotta be
Lesnar
kidding me.
and Goldberg. The problem is Goldberg has put himself in a position where I don't think he can perform to the level that he should be. So as a main event match, I think it's going to be very short and disappointing, as opposed to if maybe you shuffled it more into the middle and just passed it on and moved on, sort of thing. It's unfortunate, but like Goldberg can't perform, so I don't think that is. He can't perform to the level that we think that he should. 5 minutes isn't sufficient for this sort of
Event, yeah.
event.
But we're
with
talking about
the
builds
title.
here. That's what I thought we were talking about. Is builds
Okay, but
and stories
Triple
on
H. Okay, but Triple H and Rollins hasn't been announced officially yet.
Okay.
And
although
that might not even be an
they've got
actual
to sign
match.
that whole deal and all that. But like,
Let's just
that will
from
be
the card, Dave. What marquee match has had a bad build?
the Rollins and Triple H match for one.
That's not been a bad.
That's what I believe. The Goldberg one has been more built up. I will concede that, but the investment of my interest in that match is non-existent, and that's because of the quality of that build-up. So it's not like they necessarily didn't try to build up to it, but the way that they went about it has me disinterested.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're still concerned about Seth Rollins' health too, because former WWE writer Brian Maxwell said on the Dirty Sheets podcast that Finn Balor is the backup plan for Triple H at Mania if Seth does not receive full medical clearance to compete. So they're still kind of worried about how far.
Yeah, so it's not even set in stone.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, what do you think, at least from my thoughts? It looks like we may have lost Justin Bailey for the moment, but I'm wondering, again, Justin seems to indicate that my sort of thoughts, or at least the thoughts of certain people, isn't in accordance to what's being presented in what he's saying is that what match hasn't been built up. And again, my point is that it's not that it hasn't been built up. It's just that I don't believe it's been built up properly to the point where I'm actually invested and interested in watching that. And I think there's a big difference, and I think that we should acknowledge that.
Why did we lose Bailey?
I don't know. He just messaged me saying what happened. He just dropped out.
I'll invite him back.
Try and.
I have to invite him back because of the Skype. Hopefully he'll take it. This guy, this pisses me off. This guy, Blair Farthing, he's got 800 followers on Twitter, yet he's verified. Like, what the fuck?
Hello?
That's
Hey,
insane.
Bailey, welcome back. Sorry, man, I had to run. My kid ran up here, and I just ran out with her, and she's taking a nap.
Bailey, you were asking about like marquee matches. Not just marquee, but like on the whole show, I think the only two matches that have a true WrestleMania feel and build to them is the mixed tag match on SmackDown with Cena and Miz, and
Orton
Orton
Wyatt.
match.
What about AJ
Both
Styles and
SmackDown.
Shane?
Both SmackDown.
AJ
Yeah,
Styles
I think
and
those
Shane?
are the only two matches that have a true WrestleMania feel to them and build.
Are you kidding me?
No.
No, Chris Jericho build is not big.
Oh, I did forget about that
for
one.
the
I'll give
U.S.
you that.
title?
For the U.S. title,
I'm so
I think it should have
interested
been
in
for
that
the
one.
Universal Championship. That's my problem. The build has been good with those two, but they could have done things a little bit different. If you ask me personally, he should have retained the Universal title. It's been where Jericho screwed them out, and Lesnar and Goldberg doesn't need to be for the belt.
That belt was going nowhere on Jericho's or on Kevin Owens' fucking shoulder. It was going nowhere, and it would go nowhere either way.
Well, had they kept him, or had they made him the badass that he's acting like now when he had the belt,
and put him in big match fights, and put him in big match fights.
So you said that. Excuse me. Fuck. What was it? You said Wyatt and Orton has had a great build, correct?
Yes, they've been building that since SummerSlam. So yeah.
And the other one was what?
John Cena and The Miz.
Okay, so the fact that you think that's had more of a WrestleMania build than Goldberg and Lesnar baffles me. Because the Goldberg and Lesnar build has been since Survivor Series.
What's the build then? The only build was that he beat him in a minute 26.
That's what he's saying.
And then, we didn't see anything else. They had one more interaction since then where he got 5'd.
The build is who's going to win. That's the build. There's no anything.
Let me see. This is the problem. People don't want to acknowledge story points that have happened on the Goldberg and Lesnar.
It's a different type of build too. It's been going on a long time. It's sort of it's not like a story build like a Bray Wyatt and Orton.
Yeah, it's been drawn out, but it's supposed to be on spectacle, not story. I understand.
Here's your bullet points. Okay. Survivor Series was the minute 26 win. Everybody went crazy for that. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was awesome. And then at the Royal Rumble, Lesnar comes out, and then Goldberg comes in, and he tool bags him again. Eliminates him from the Royal Rumble all over again.
Yeah.
And then Goldberg's on this hot streak. He goes and he destroys Kevin Owens for the title. Whether you like that booking or not, whether you think it was shit, whatever. The fact is Goldberg's on this huge hot streak, and Lesnar has to just sit back and watch this happen. And he's starting to crumble. He's like, dude, I was on top of this fucking business for 3 years, and this guy just comes in. He's 50 years old, and he's kicking everybody's ass. It's eating away at him.
Allow me to interject, though. We've already seen them. We've seen Lesnar lose at WrestleMania 20. We've seen Lesnar now get eliminated at the Rumble, and we've seen Lesnar lose at, Survivor Series. So anybody would say, oh, it's for vindication, it's revenge. But why does he even deserve? He shouldn't even be in the realm of getting, a match against Goldberg. Essentially, he's done nothing.
Ask Goldberg. He's the one that okayed it.
Well, I mean, storyline wise, it's all kayfabe. It's all bullshit. I get that, but they could have had somebody else face Goldberg and turn them into a made man. Really, it should be Kevin Owens getting a rematch and having a full match. That should have been another possibility. Having the two part-timers face one another. It does nothing for the no. I'm just saying, having two part-timers face each other when they're not going to be around come the next night on Raw. One of those two is going to disappear for 6 months, and another one's probably not going to come back at all. You're going to have your title that's not going to be defended. Well, Goldberg has already been stated that he's probably not going to feel up to par with the original ideas of his contract. His contract goes through WrestleMania as of right now.
Well, here's the thing. Anybody that thinks otherwise is crazy. Lesnar's winning at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know Lesnar's
He's going to carry this belt all the way to SummerSlam.
And then Lesnar's not going to defend. Lesnar was barely there when he was the champion.
He's going to defend his belt on each or on at least every other pay-per-view. He's going to be there on Raw.
So we're going to see him on one Raw out of every 6 weeks, and out of 2 months we'll see him at one pay-per-view fight for a few minutes.
I think he's
I want someone there that's a full-timer that's a defending champion.
He did this a year ago, and you had that with Kevin Owens. Did you really think that was exciting, his run? No. His
because it wasn't booked properly.
Fine. His run with Y2J was fantastic.
Yes, but he didn't need the title at that point. He shouldn't have been the champion if that's what they were going to do with hit the best friend angle. They should have had the tag titles or something like that.
I'm pretty sure
they made him the badass heel.
His run with the belt a year or so ago, I think Dan does too. I'm not for sure, but the run that Brock had with the belt, where he held the belt, he defended it once on a pay-per-view, and he showed up on a Raw once a month or something like that. I thought that run with that belt was fine with Lesnar. Run was fine.
It ended up being all right, even though, but I mean,
it worked out because everybody else had to put in double time. But we went 3 pay-per-views without him defending it.
Yeah, it was.
We had Hell in a Cell. We had Survivor. It just kept going and going and going. Then finally he defends it in a triple threat match at the Royal Rumble, and then he defended it.
Which was a match of the year candidate, hands down.
Because of Seth and because of Cena.
Oh, come on.
I'm not discrediting Brock entirely. He does do a decent job. That's not it. But it wasn't. I didn't feel like he made the match.
Oh my God! You're telling me when he went through the table and he was laying on the outside, everybody thought he was hurt, and then right when Cena's about to win the match, he jumps in and he starts German suplexing suplexing everybody.
Oh, yeah, it was good. He was good, yeah, but that point didn't make the match for me. No, Seth doing the 450 splash made the match for me. You know, Seth's performance in that match was standout. Oh, it was a great match. I loved that match. That was one of my favorites from that year. You know, I no argument there. But I didn't feel like Brock having the belt helped the company. I thought it was a hindrance because their champion wasn't there.
See, that's not him being there every single night isn't going to make the belt feel powerful. Him showing up when he fucking feels like it with that belt, that feels more powerful. Him defending it once a month is more powerful.
But he wasn't defending it even once a month. He should be wrestling weekly. He should be, you know, it doesn't have to be a title match, but he should be doing more.
He loses that special attraction.
I know, and he doesn't want that kind of schedule. So therefore, I don't think he should have been the champion.
It's not so much. You're right. He doesn't want that schedule, but it's not even so much that I don't want him to have that schedule. I don't want to see him wrestle on Raw every week. I want
a champion that's there every week, week in and week out.
You had that with Kevin Owens. Did you really like that?
I don't.
Because Kevin Owens' storyline got interjected only because Finn got hurt. They had plans in place, and they floundered everything. When Finn got hurt, they didn't know what to do, so they quickly threw in the angle of Seth's going to get screwed, and now we're going to have Kevin Owens be champion. That was a 24-hour, actually probably 3-hour decision because Seth literally lost the night before to Finn. Finn got injured, and they're like, oh, shit. Where do we go from here? So they threw the belt on Owens without knowing what they were going to do. The original plan was to have Owens and Jericho do this whole tag team thing and, you know, be the next team hell no, you know. So
okay, all right.
They just continued that storyline. So no, Kevin Owens didn't have a good run, but he could have had a great run. They just didn't utilize him properly.
What about Ambrose?
Ambrose, we all know that was shit. He failed.
It was garbage.
Ambrose failed.
So you have to admit that Lesnar as a champion would be better than Owens and better than Ambrose.
Well, right now we have Bray, and Bray's a fantastic champion. He's a fighting champion.
Is he?
He's there. Yeah, I think he's been great, and especially with the...
He's a fighting champion?
It's really, to me, it's Bray Wyatt having the belt. I've actually forgot who the champion is a couple times. I feel like I really haven't... That belt doesn't even need to be on him. It's really... I'm not joking. Like, it feels pointless. I feel like I haven't really seen the title showcased or talked about. I feel like their rivalry is overcasting the title. I'm not joking. Like, I'm not saying it's bad or good or whatever, because we all wanted Bray to be the champion. I'm just saying if he wasn't the champion, he could just not be the champion. This rivalry is the same thing. I barely
and the story's still great.
But see, my argument for this is that the only reason that Randy betrayed him was for the title. Because you see Randy on those Instagram pictures staring at the belt, and that's when it brought, you know, those you know, negative feelings out.
But Jake Randy
that's when he turned
that's not
on
the reason he did it, though.
No, I know, and that's where I think they screwed up. They should have put more importance on the championship.
I agree.
Yeah, they
literally said he just wanted to destroy Bray. That's it.
Yeah,
the belt's just a consolation.
It really has been like that. It really, to me, I mean, that's how I'm perceiving it. So, like, I'm just being honest. Like, they can say, like, what are you talking about, dude? Of course, da-da-da. You know, but I feel like that belt is, I'm not thinking about, man.
You feel like it's been forgotten about.
This is one of the first WrestleManias I can remember where I'm like, I don't care about the championship. Like, I really don't.
I mean, I care about the matches that include the championship.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's just like, you know, I don't know. Who was the champion last year? I remember. Oh,
well,
it was Roman Reigns and Triple H.
Yeah, last year was Triple H, and
that felt like a big WWE championship match. Like, wow, Triple H has the title. Is Roman going to become the champion again?
Yeah, but nobody wanted to see it.
Yeah, no, I felt the complete opposite, Joe. I felt like, oh my God, they Triple H's self-serving ego made him the champion again, just so that they could put the belt on Roman and try and get Roman over again. That's how I felt.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it.
That, it's the biggest attendance, apparently, you know, the biggest attendance. So who wanted to be the champion on the biggest show of all time? Triple H.
Exactly. It was self-serving for his ego. You can't tell me it wasn't.
Well, I think that I would it's weird. I don't actually feel that way. I feel that they felt they didn't have somebody adequate to wrestle Roman to put him over like that. If it was like, let's have the best match between two wrestlers that we currently have, like even that, like they weren't ready yet. So they had
well,
to
they had
go
the
to
talent.
somebody.
They just didn't want anybody that was. They had nobody that was a heel. So you're right, but they had no heels at that point. But they had faces, but they refused to turn Roman.
Listen,
they could have had
that.
Dean versus Roman, and that would have been perfect.
I was furious at the match because I don't like Roman, so I know they're going with the Superman thing, like the Hulk Hogan match. Like I know they're doing that, and because I don't really like Roman that much, I knew that I knew I was going to be upset because no matter what, we're all upset. That was for kids and stuff. That was for like regular wrestling fans and kids, and the Stephanie thing got everyone. That we all like that part.
The sledge part, Joe, was the part for the kids too. Like the evil villain's got the sledge.
Yeah,
he goes to hit and then he misses and gets speared. That was you're right.
Yeah.
That was so.
And Stephanie.
That's why I love hate that match. Right, like I've actually had to go back to watch. I watched it the other day because I don't remember it because I was so mad at it. I wasn't really watching it that night, and I gotta say that even though I didn't like it myself personally, it was great. Like it was really well done. Like if Hogan had a match like that back in the day, like it was great. It was like the Warrior and Hogan for the kids now. Like I'm not even joking. Like I know that's crazy.
The crafting of the match was good. You're right. It was just two people nobody wanted to see.
Well, no, they did though. I think some people wanted to see it. I didn't want to.
You're right. 12-year-old kids did.
Yeah, exactly. So the new audience and some of the new audience they had with the Roman fans and stuff. Even the older fans are kind of, like what's whatever. So I don't know. I thought the match was executed like that's what I'm sort of getting at. Like, listen, I did not want to see Roman Reigns come back as the hero guy and beat Triple H. I was not into that at all. But just looking at it as an execution and building Roman and a match, that was so well done. Like, it was unbelievable. The Stephanie thing at the beginning and oh my God, this evil Triple H.
Oh my God.
Like, it was
That's
crazy.
all I remember from that match was Stephanie looking hot.
Well,
right. With her on top.
And dude, I mean, the match was really, like, they did a good job. Like, it's so weird. Like, they really did. And the build was cool when he busted open Roman on Raw, whatever it was. Like, that was, they really, I mean.
Yeah, with the blood pack incident.
If you took away the smarkiness and what we all know about wrestling and knowing that Roman's shoved down our throats, and we had all that eliminated, and we were like 13-year-old kids. Like, we
would have loved it.
We probably would have liked it, yeah. I mean, even if you didn't like Roman that much, maybe you like Triple H. I don't know, dude. It was well done. I had to give it to them for that. I did not want to see that, and I was angry that that's what the championship was. But I think they sort of made the right decision, even though, we can't always win. Like when Daniel Bryan versus Triple H and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, that pleased me unbelievably, and I loved it. And they did that, and I was a fan that loved that. I know this was something for a different group of the fans, but you can't do the same thing for the same group of fans every year. And this year is really a mixed bag. This year they're like trying to please everybody. There's like all kinds of weird things going on.
Yeah,
I think the card for this year. I'm probably making a lot of enemies with this, but I think the card this year, with about 2 matches that could probably be sliced off, this card this year I think looks pretty fucking awesome. I'm just saying.
What I will say is,
tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong.
I think it is. Think about it. Like it's kind of a mega card in a way. Like it really is. Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. Randy Orton for the title against Bray Wyatt.
Well, I heard somebody scoff. Tell me how I'm wrong.
I'm trying to get to that if I can get a word in. But again,
okay,
as I spoke about it previously, it's not that they haven't built towards it. It's the manner that they've done so. To me, I would rather them just hit the reset button and just get this all out of the way so that we can start to see new rivalries and perhaps some new introduction of new blood. Asuka apparently is rumored to be doing double duty.
Yeah, as we had said. Well, even they said Triple H says he has big plans for Braun Strowman after WrestleMania 33. On the Cheap Heat podcast, told Peter Rosenberg that I got a lot of stuff behind Braun Strowman right after WrestleMania. So Dave's right.
Right about
that. I shouldn't say right. I agree with Dave. That's what I should clarify.
You agree with Dave in a sense that you just want WrestleMania to be over
I just wanted to get done and over with. I think the night's going to be good. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be anybody's favorite WrestleMania, but we have enough talent where the night will be good. I haven't enjoyed the build up to the night whatsoever.
Let me play some examples because Justin is clearly skeptical. But let me play some examples. Okay, so we talked about this. Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, to me it seems contrived and forced due to the fact that essentially we've seen this in the past, that the video game 2K sort of dictates to this. So if they've got enough sort of interest generated because of their DLC or whatnot, they're likely to introduce that and force WWE to sort of acknowledge that. Okay, people have wanted to see this match. I'm not going to deny that. But unfortunately, Goldberg doesn't seem to have the ability to go longer than 5 minutes without seeming winded or tired or just unable to compete. So although... Sorry?
He'll be fine.
Okay, no, but despite the fact that he is, a healthy individual, okay, is it going to be extended longer for... Okay, you got to understand my skepticism. Fuck. The fact that, because we haven't seen him go for longer, can we expect maybe a 15, 30-minute match? I sort of doubt it, but okay.
I would expect 15.
Okay.
If we get 10 minutes of fighting,
again,
I'll be amazed. That'd
approaching this somewhat skeptical. That said, it's again, I'm not saying that there hasn't been a build. It's the build that I've seen hasn't been substantial enough to generate interest in me. Okay. Let's talk about the Jericho and Owens. You know what? There has been that's probably one of the greatest sort of stories going into WrestleMania. Yeah. I'm not denying that, but personally, I think there's no need even for the U.S. title, just for the fact that they can carry a storyline like nobody's business. So. It's not, but the thing is, though, going into WrestleMania, it just doesn't seem like it's been hyped up enough. Like, they could have maybe have made Owens go heel sooner on that regard and go against Jericho, at least to build a little more time of that rivalry prior to WrestleMania. So, again, it's not that they haven't built up to it. It's the way they've done so. Maybe I've been a little too picky, but it's just that...
Well, hey, Dave.
We've been dealing with this last year. I'm not feeling it, and I want to feel it. I talked about this the other day.
I bet you do.
This is supposed to be a wrestling Christmas. We're supposed to be enjoying ourselves. And, again, I want to go back to that feeling as I had as a kid, where it's like, this is the fucking event of the year. Like, I stop everything for this.
But you're going to be excited when it does come on.
Yeah.
Everyone's lying to themselves. When that show goes on, they're not excited.
Are you pleased with how the women have been booked for both the SmackDown and Raw?
The women are a different story. The women are the exception here. Yeah.
That's a whole other topic. Okay.
No, but this is a build up to WrestleMania. This is what we're talking about.
I'll keep letting you go. I just wanted to cut in real quick and say that. You said that you don't see any reason for the U.S. belt to be in the match, but the fact is that plays a key part in the storyline because Kevin Owens said he wants to do to Jericho what Jericho did to him, and that's take his belt.
Yeah.
So
it also adds value to the U.S. title.
It doesn't connect to me emotionally, though. I'm like, whatever. I don't give a fuck about that belt, but I do give a fuck about the controversy between the two of them.
Yeah. It connects to the story itself, though, Dave. Whether you have investment in that belt or not.
To me, it's not even necessary in this story because they fucking do a great feud, and the belt is just an accessory. It's a necklace. It's a earring.
I think their
belt,
not
even needed for the story to fucking move forward.
Yeah, but I think I think that belt means more than the WWE title right now because again, he said he screwed him out of the fucking WWE Universal title. So now he's like, well, I'm going to take your title off you. Like, I mean, like that. It's like it's a secondary.
It doesn't mean
piece.
Anything to me.
Fine to you, but that's part of the story.
Like you're 0.01 compared to the other. Like there's a lot of people that it does have a lot of meaning to the match.
Yeah, I just feel like they're trying to seduce me over and over.
The last time the U.S. title had any meaning was when Cena was holding it.
It's about to have meaning because at WrestleMania, Kevin Owens is going to take on Chris Jericho for the United States Championship. It's about to have meaning. It's about to have the most meaning it's had since I don't know.
Hopefully it will, and it will elevate the belt. I'm hoping so, but it feels like the feud comes.
Better. You know what,
Dave? No, but it feels like the feud comes before the belt. Like the belt's an afterthought.
Yes.
This is like Roddy Piper and Bret Hart. This is like Roddy Piper and Bret Hart at WrestleMania. It's for the United States Championship.
Yep.
Exactly.
This WrestleMania reminds me of WrestleMania 8 right now, by the way it's set up. And I'm not saying it's going to be as good as Mania 8 because Mania 8 is one of my favorite of all times. But think about how it's set up. Like the main event, it was like Sid and Hogan. You're kind of like, okay, like is Hogan going to be destroyed? I don't fucking know, whatever. Ric Flair versus Randy Savage for the world title. Like that could be really good. You know, like it's very similar to that to me. Like there's so many matches spread out. You know, Seth and Triple H is going to happen. Owens and Jericho, and you know, AJ Styles and Shane. Like this really, like the way that the matches are set up and the way that this could go, it's very similar to me as WrestleMania 8. If we can get 3 to 4 good matches and the commentary is, well, we're never going to get the commentary WrestleMania 8 had because it was fucking unbelievable. But
no,
think about it. Or it could be could end up being like the bad WrestleMania 8, you know? I don't know.
Well, the thing is right now, Joe, is that it's being reported by multiple sites that WrestleMania still isn't sold out. And, I mean, I'm looking at this entrance ramp, and this thing is got the stage and everything is gigantic. It's ginormous. I mean, it's going to be very elaborate. That I am excited to see. But I'm surprised that it's not sold out, you know, with everything going on. And I said before on Twitter, you know, it feels like they're trying to seduce me, and I keep having to use the excuse, I have a headache. I'm not in the mood, baby.
Let me just say something real quick, because it does have everything to do with what you're saying. Because when I was looking for tickets, I managed to score a halfway decent one, but every site that I checked, and I checked like 5 or 6, okay?
Yeah.
There was about 36 listings on all of them, and all of them were like way up into the fucking clouds, all right? So the fact that it's not sold out yet isn't exactly mean that it's a bad show. It's just people don't want to sit in the fucking clouds to watch it.
Yeah, I mean...
Because I'm telling you, everything I saw was either a front row ticket for $6,000 or a seat up in the fucking rafters for $50. And, you know, I can understand if it's not sold out yet.
I mean, a lot of times there's people that just want to be there. Plus, one of the reasons they wanted the title on Goldberg was to bring back old WCW fans that haven't watched. And I guess they had a small poll somewhere that said that people that haven't watched since Goldberg left the company are coming back to see him fight. So there's a lot of...
The Goldberg and Lesnar match has done its job. I'm sorry, it just has.
I'm not arguing with you there. It just personally for me, it hasn't. That's the only point I was trying to convey.
Something else, and a lot of people, I'm telling you, I'm going to get some serious fucking heat for this too. But I think Roman versus Undertaker is going to be awesome. I think that match is going to be awesome. Let me tell you why, though. So bear with me. Undertaker can barely fucking move around, all right? But you know who can move is Roman Reigns. And you know who puts on good pay-per-view matches every single fucking month is Roman Reigns. You can argue with me all you want, but you cannot argue that that man does know how to work. He wrestles good matches. I don't care what anybody says. The Braun Strowman match he had at Fastlane was awesome.
Listen to Dave.
Clearly, I'm outnumbered here, so go fuck yourself.
No, because the last matches...
No, you're right.
Undertaker and Roman is going to be just fine because
you're right.
Roman
you can
is gonna
debate
make the Undertaker look
This
like
this
$1 million.
is actually a point of opinion. Like so,
you can debate his style.
There's
all you
no
want,
way
but yeah,
that,
he does
that
well.
this conversation will continue because again, we've basically broken it down to the point that we have certain opinions that we'll agree, we won't agree.
All right, I agree.
But I mean, again, we can't prove anything until we see this event. So like, really, you know what I can't say you're right. I can't say you're wrong. Yeah. Because
okay,
again,
but you're
we're
saying
at the
my
point.
opinion of the match going to be good is clearly just subjective because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But what about
because
all the
I could be
matches he's
totally
had in the
wrong.
past?
What?
Yeah.
What about all the matches he's had in the past? That's not subjective. Those matches were good.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Listen, you can not like his style, but he has had good matches.
That's debatable. Some people will say yes on certain matches. Some people will say no. I mean, I'm not going to deny him the fact that he does work hard. Do I believe? Can I agree to what you're saying exactly, word for word? No, I cannot. But unfortunately, we can't do anything until we wait to see the result of this particular event. So I kind of think it's pointless to sort of argue on this point, just for the fact that we sort of reached an understanding where it's like, well, some of us agree with a certain statement, some of us don't, but until we actually see that match, neither of us is right.
Well, I agree with you on a sense that, yes, the match that hasn't happened yet, me saying I think it's going to be awesome, I did say I think it's going to be awesome, is clearly an opinion that it will be good, but he's already had tons of pay-per-view matches that have been good, and whether that's still an opinion... The people here's the difference.
It's a win
though.
to me if it's a solid match. If it's a 7, that's a huge win for me.
My worry is that Roman usually isn't. He's not a bad worker. I enjoy most of the matches. Like you said, him and Braun Strowman put on a decent match, but they were able to counter each other. Same thing like when he fought Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. You know, we've seen them time after time go against each other. Him and AJ were good working together. Him and Daniel Bryan was a good match. But Roman, I don't think, can carry the Undertaker. Undertaker's injured. He needs a full hip replacement surgery, and he already had the one surgery. He said he was in pain working just the Royal Rumble. I don't think that Roman has the ability.
What if Roman squashes
no, hold on,
the Taker?
but that's the thing. I'm willing to interject here and say, you know what? I think maybe Roman might be able to pull it off. I can't discount that from him. Like, there is a good chance that if him and Taker are synchronized properly and they know each other well enough, they could really put on a good show. I'm not going to deny that, but I'm concerned because, again, unlike Justin, I don't see it the same as him in regards to his performance on previous pay-per-views. So if anything, if he was to blow me away, and I always like to be proven wrong when I go into WrestleMania with expectations.
Same.
You know?
What if he squashes the Undertaker?
If he can prove me wrong, then you know what? I will tip my hat and will acknowledge that. But I just am concerned with the way that I've perceived things in the past, and I would rather be proven wrong, to be quite honest.
Dave, what if
he can have a good tables match with Big Show? He can have a good match with the Undertaker.
What if he squashes the Undertaker? Like
it's not going to happen.
They're about to meet in the middle of the ring, and he just Superman punches him. I mean, and then it
pins him. What if he pulls Brock
Lesnar
and Goldberg? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I know it won't happen, but my God, the reaction.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
You know what, though? I tell you one thing that everyone needs to be ready for.
Especially if his hip is bad.
Everyone needs to be ready for Roman Reigns to win.
Oh, he's going to win.
It's going to happen.
Oh, my God. I think he's going to win.
It's a passing of the torch. It's been reported everywhere that this might be the last because of Undertaker's injuries, and he still might come back because it's a year between each WrestleMania, so if he's feeling better by then, but he's in a lot of pain right now with his hips. And
well, I think it's possible Taker comes back to New Orleans next year and beats Brock to get his revenge.
Maybe. And, I could see...
We've said that before,
All I know is that, dude, I'm worried about seriously about his condition, and we might know. If he shows up tonight, we'll know. But I mean, if he's in bad condition like this, he can't have a match. And Roman's a big guy. It's not AJ Styles that he's wrestling. It's not Shane even. It's Roman Reigns. Well, Roman's about the size of Shane, but I
think Roman will make him look good though.
Yeah, but it's gonna have to be really good though. I mean,
but Roman doesn't sell. At least Shane sells the hell out of everything.
Roman doesn't always. He sells.
Roman doesn't
different.
sell well. You got to give me that much.
He's awkward a bit.
He's either sleeping or it's all or nothing.
Roman and Brock at WrestleMania 31 was awesome.
Roman and Brock.
I will give you that. Yeah.
Go watch it again.
That was.
I did. I just.
I agree. That was an awesome.
I watched it 2 days ago. That was good.
I got to tell you, that's another one
in that match. But him and Triple H, he didn't sell well.
Again, the reason why my favorite part of that Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match was that point where Roman started fighting back and he Superman punched him twice or something, and Brock started firing into the ropes, falling. That was awesome. That was but it wasn't awesome that's a great wrestling match. It was more awesome like a big fight type of match.
Like a movie.
Yeah, like a movie. Kind
of movie-ish.
You're right. And again, it was Brock selling for Roman because Brock was throwing himself all over the place. Brock was doing such a great job, and then he bleeds. Dude, that was a great...
The hard way, too.
That main event was great.
What about the part when Brock Lesnar potatoed Roman, and Roman had blood rolling out of his mouth, and he put the blood on his hand. He's like, oh, shit, I'm bleeding. But then he looked up at Brock, and he smiled, and he just said, let's go, big boy. Just like that. I don't care how much you hate Roman. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good match. And then, Seth coming out really put the cherry on top of that delicious Sunday.
Again,
I have no complaints with that.
If you watch that main event and you watch the Roman Triple H main event, I mean, they're both really pretty good. They're really well done, executed main events. They're better than some.
Which is a testament, Joe, to what I'm saying, is the dude has good matches all the time.
It's just his character.
But again, everyone else has to do a lot of things to make that work. It's like Triple H, Stephanie gets speared. Triple H misses with the hammer and gets taken. Triple H is selling all over the place. AJ Styles sold like a maniac. He got flipped over 2 tables for Christ's sake at one point. Brock Lesnar is getting staggered, and after having the status of what Brock Lesnar has done, it takes a lot. But I will say he does execute well. He really does. You may not like his wrestling. You may not like his style that he has.
I wish he had a more diverse moveset too. That's part of the problem. That he makes me feel like another Cena. At least Cena's changed things up in the past year and a half, 2 years since he had the U.S. title. With Roman, I feel like he relies on the spear Superman punch almost to the extent of Goldberg. You know, it's like gotta
I
add
think
a
the
little
only
bit
thing in
more
this
in.
moveset that drives me insane is the corner turnbuckle, the 10 lariat thing. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the drive-by either, but I'll take
I think
that.
that's cool in comparison to his other
I hate
moves.
the
That-
Superman punch. I hate the Superman punch.
I really
Yeah,
don't
that's
like
rough,
the
too.
Superman punch because I never liked the knockout punch from the Big Show, especially because it's so easy to see that it didn't connect. Like when someone gets hit with the stunner, you see them go through the motion. You know, the pedigree, their face slams, the styles clash, they go down on them. The swanton, you know, the twist of fate. When you see these moves, it's you know even submission maneuvers, the STFs, and you know the 4-leaf clover and whatever you want to throw out there. But the Superman punch doesn't connect, and it's so often telegraphed so poorly with the way they do the filming of the matches from the angle. They always capture it from a bad angle, and you see it miss his face by a mile, and then the guy reacts and stumbles and falls. At least the spear, you know, they're connecting, they're colliding, but the Superman punch is so hard to make look believable that it doesn't feel effective.
We are running out of time here. I do need to conclude this. Is there any last closing thoughts on anything here before we get out of here?
Fuck you,
WrestleMania
Joe.
33 is going to be fine.
I agree.
That's my closing statement. WrestleMania 33 will be just fine.
Argue with the build all you want, but I am excited to see what these matches do, because if even 3 of them hit I will be pretty happy with that. So we'll see what happens. It could bomb. If I'm telling you, if it bombs when you think about all these matches, if it bombs and you have all this talent, all these matches, that will really suck. But if it does really well, we could be talking about this as like a really good Mania, because it has the potential for that.
It does.
Will
They
it
have
have
the star
next
power.
year,
Because I'm ready to snore.
I'm ready to go.
Well, I
just
think
that
you're
next
being-
year,
I think
look
you're
forward
being
to next
unfair.
year. You're going to have Asuka, you're going to have Nakamura, you're going to have a lot more next year, too.
Yeah.
Nakamura.
And we still have a lot of surprises. I mean, what if Finn does show up? What if who's going to come into the Battle Royal? Is Ty Dillinger going to come up again? You know, things like
yeah, I
that.
want
So
Ty Dillinger,
we
dude.
could be pleasantly surprised.
I'll mark out for Dillinger every time. Guys, thank you for listening to State of the WWE episode 85. Will be live tonight after WWE Raw, plus tomorrow night after SmackDown. Also want to let you guys know the Internet Darlings taking place this Saturday in Florida. Go over there and see those guys. I'll let you know what my schedule is going to be soon when I figure it out. Also, bring the donations tonight. If you guys want to party, make it easy on me for the trip. I'm going to be spending some money. So if you guys want to help out, it's donation tonight on the Raw review. Plus support on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Thank you to Justin Bailey, the Best There Is podcast, his YouTube channel, where he's breaking down. I'm going to be doing this on my channel too, but he's already got it going. I might join him for a few episodes. He's breaking down every match by match, so go listen to what he has to say about WrestleMania on his channel, the Best There Is podcast. Subscribe to him now if you haven't already. It's Justin Bailey. If you like him, he kills deers. And then we got Devious Dave Rose on Twitter, and Jake DeMarco at Countdown Ended, myself at Joe Cronin JCS. Leave a like if you like this video, comment down below, and of course share this to all your wrestling friends and tell them, holy shit, you gotta listen to this show. State of the WWE by Joe Cronin Show. And what else do I have to say? Nothing else. I think I plugged everything I wanted to plug. Oh yeah, become a Cronin Club member, $5 a month on Patreon. That'd be the biggest thing. Also, t-shirts available on ProWrestlingTees.com. Buy my #Fat t-shirt, and I got a couple new ones that are coming soon, courtesy of Devious Dave Rose's illustrations there. And
I was going to say happy birthday to Scott Frame and get well soon, Young Republican. So here we go.
Jesus,
Fuck Young Republican, a little faggot.
Well, so, wow. His mouth makes me hurt when I look at it. I'm like, oh, God, no. Well, we'll see you guys. And if you made it this far, if you made it this far through the video, I want everybody down below in the comments to write, Justin Bailey is inside a deer. Okay, thanks for listening, and watch these other videos that you might have missed. We'll see you next time.
That was awesome.